African American rappers saying N-word this and N-word that, but a Caucasian can't.
So say it.
Say what?
Say the word you want to say.
I'm not saying that I want to say it. I'm just saying that I can't.
Sure you can. Say it. Say it right now. I will say it with you.
Okay. African American rappers saying N-word this and N-word that, but a Caucasian can't.
So say it.
Say what?
Say the word you want to say.
I'm not saying that I want to say it. I'm just saying that I can't.
Sure you can. Say it. Say it right now. I will say it with you.
Okay.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the one and only Kharlie Brown. You guys know who Rick Santorum is? Okay, so Rick Santorum, he's a senator, a Republican senator, former Republican senator. He's a political commentator. He was an attorney. He's a politician. You know how politicians are. Well, anywho, just the other day, well, not just the other day, just today, I was watching the damage report on TYT. If you guys haven't checked out TYT, go check out TYT. But I was watching damage report. I love watching damage report, and I was just listening to it, while I was just going through the mall. And by the mall, I mean the grocery store. And by grocery store, I mean Kroger, shopping. And then he said something that stopped me. I had to go in the bathroom, remove the mask, and look at what I just heard. And this list.
Other countries like Italy and Greece and China and Turkey and places like that, they've all sort of changed over time. I mean, they've been there for millennia in many cases, and their culture has sort of evolved over time. But not us. We came here and created a blank slate. We birthed a nation from nothing. I mean, there's nothing here. I mean, yes, we have Native Americans, but candidly, that there isn't much Native American culture in American culture. It was born of the people who came here pursuing religious liberty to practice their faith, to live as they ought to live, and have the freedom to do so. Religious liberty. Those are the two bulwarks of America. Faith and freedom.
So that's what he said. And so he said that you started out with a blank slate. No, I'm sorry. We created a blank slate. So to create a blank slate, which blank slate means you remove, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. But then he said, except the Indians, except the Native Americans. So how exactly did you create nothing from something when they were here already? And how exactly is it not enough of their culture and American culture? Could it be because you created the blank slate? So since you took out their slate, what they had made and what they were living with, since you took that and eliminated that and created the blank slate that you have, maybe that's why there's not a lot of their culture in American culture. Maybe. I mean, I'm just saying, because how exactly is it? Matter of fact, what exactly is it you're trying to say? What is your exact point? And the problem with this is I'm not the only one that feels this way. You don't believe me? Who's upset and who thinks what you said was ridiculous? And this guy's on CNN. He's on CNN. He's a commentator now for CNN. So CNN is like, he said this stuff. And my thing is, I'm not saying that you should cancel people. But at the same time, why would I have people who think that way working for me? Like, that doesn't even make sense, what he's saying. This guy had a job where he was making and passing laws for people within his state. And he's thinking that way. So you mean tell me nobody could sit you down and explain to you how America actually worked? What happened in the past? You know, I'm rambling on because there's somebody else that feels, or they're more emotional about it than I am. They feel like, well, how is this guy one of my co-workers? Don Lennon. Matter of fact, here, let me stop. Look at what Don Lennon had to say about this crap.
Right now, because you know the person you need to be saying that and who needs to hear it is Rick Santorum. I was furious watching the interview in my office. I cannot believe the first words out of his mouth weren't, "I'm sorry, I said something ignorant, I need to learn about the history of this country." No contrition, didn't talk about, the suffering that Native Americans have had to deal with in this country. It was, Rick Santorum, really? Who did he actually think it was a good idea for him to come on television and try to whitewash the whitewash that he whitewashed? It was horrible. It was horrible and insulting, and I apologize to the viewers who were insulted by it because I was sitting in my office furious because he's done it so many times. So many times. And it's just, I'm sorry, it was so egregious and insulting, and everything that we talk about the founding of this country, Europeans did not found this country. It was here. The Native Americans had this country before the Europeans came. Yeah, the Europeans conquered the country. They colonized it, but it had nothing to do with the founding of this country. And he should recognize that. He needs to know that, especially if he's going to be on television representing us and talking about it. He should be doing it from the right perspective and not from some perspective about how, what Europeans. No, that's the wrong way to look at it. It's all wrong. I'm sorry, but that is the truth. And I can't believe, I was watching it going, I cannot believe this man is sitting here and doing this. It was like for Black Lives Matter, it was like Native American Lives Matter moment for me watching that.
Well, ask yourself this once, you deal with the emotion of it. Why are things like that said? And why does he not apologize, but say...
That's not for me to answer. That's for him to answer.
But you have to, because...
I know how Don feels. But the problem is not with the fact that he said what he said. That's not the problem. The problem is not even the fact that he didn't apologize. That's not the problem. The problem is you're trying to tell us about history when you are not stating the history. You're not stating the facts about the things that have actually happened in our nation. In order for us to grow, in order for us to be better, you have to say what we did wrong. If you did something wrong, you did something wrong. Let's move on, okay? Say what you did wrong, fix it, and let's move on. But you don't want to say that. That's the thing. You don't want to tell Americans that, hey, in the past, we messed up. And if we don't say those things, we are doomed to repeat the same history again. But now, since you didn't tell them about the history in the first, at the beginning, you didn't tell them about the history the correct way. You didn't explain what happened. You can't just keep looking over the stuff like, well, that's just the past. No, the past is what made us who we are today. In the past, when we didn't have cars, and people were like, man, I'm tired of walking. Let's invent something so we can get around better. Man, I'm tired of taking boats. Let's invent something so we can get there faster. Man, I'm tired of being in the house and it being cold. Let's invent something so that we can be warm. I'm tired when the sun comes up in the summer. It's so hot. It's sweltering. I can't even go out and live in Arizona. And I want to, but I can't because it's so hot. Let's invent something to make things better. Man, all the things that I've done wrong in the past, well, let's talk about it. Fix it. Let's move on. But you don't want to talk about it. You don't. You don't. There have been problems in the past. Yes. There has been things that have gone wrong in the past. Yes. And since it's in the past, that makes it history. And now we have to explain, okay, why that stuff happened. So that we don't repeat the same mistakes again. I don't want to go backwards, I want to go forward. Why is that? Why is it that we don't have so much Native American culture in our culture in America? Why? Well, Google, can you help me with that? I don't need Rick to tell me anything because obviously Rick doesn't know. Rick doesn't know how to use his cell phone. He doesn't know how to say, hey, Google, why does these things happen? Why did it happen in the past? What do we need to do to fix this stuff? Or is there officials or people that can pass laws and help with history and help with ideas to make sure that things like this never happen again? If only we had people that would be elected by some type of system that would be put into place to where they can make ideas, come together with their ideas to make things better because of things they've seen bad in the past that were like genocides and atrocities upon other people. If only we had that type of system. It's weird. So weird. Do we? I mean, if we had that type of system, then we could fix things like that. Yeah, it's crazy. It's weird, isn't it? Isn't it weird, Rick? Man, just say what you said was wrong. And did you understand what you said? And stop trying to give history lessons when you don't understand the history of the land that you live in. If you can pick up what I'm putting down, around the town, Kharlie Brown.